Well, boys and girls, the GameStop hearing was a banger. We had the Three Musketeers, Ken Griffin from the Citadel Kingdom, we had Gabe Plotkin from the Melvin Capital Castle, and of course, Mr. Robin Hood himself, Vlad Tenev, who seemed to have a haircut and a stylist, which is really cool, answer some really tough questions. Without further ado, let's see the questions.
I believe that the decisions made by you and this company have harmed your customers. Mr. Tenev, would you be willing to commit today to voluntarily pass on the proceeds of the payment for order flow to Robinhood customers?
Let me just explain what she's asking here because this is really important. She's actually asking an important question about the business model of this company, of Robinhood. Robinhood is getting paid by companies like Citadel for providing information about their clients. Essentially, in Robinhood, you are the product. Congratulations. So she's saying, well, if you're for the people, can you actually give up these proceeds for order flow and pass them along to your customers as rebates and keep operating? Or is your entire business is 100% based on the big boys getting information about your clients?
Congresswoman, I appreciate that question. When the statement you referred to was made,
His hair looks so good.
I believe 2015 or 2016, it was before Robinhood forced the entire industry to drop commissions and replicate our business model, which made payment.
So is that I should take that as a no. You're not willing to pass on the proceeds of payment for order flow to your customers?
I like her.
When the other brokers dropped.
I'm just talking about today, right now.
This dude is being shellacked.
Payment for order flow, Congresswoman, allows for commission-free trading.
Here we go. That's it. I don't need to hear anything else. Payment for order flow is what allows zero commission trading. Payment for order flow is what allows zero commission trading. Let me translate it. In Robinhood and any other zero commission platform that sells your information, it is not free. You're paying by giving up your information. In fact, at cases, information that gives the competitors, the institutionals, an edge over you in trading. This is really important to understand.
In the context of trading commissions, it's a much larger source of revenue in the past than payment.
Mr. Tenev, I apologize, and I don't want to be rude. I just have limited time. But if removing the revenues that you make from a payment for order flow would cause the removal of free commissions, doesn't that mean that trading on Robinhood isn't actually free to begin with? Because you're just hiding the cost in terms of potentially poor execution or the cost of lost rebates to your customers.
Yes.
So certainly, Congresswoman, Robinhood is a for-profit business and needs to generate some revenue to pay for the costs of running this business. People were initially skeptical that the model, even with payment for order flow, would work when you remove commissions. And I think we've proven that otherwise by making this the standard model by which brokerages operate now.
So let me explain what he just answered. Well, boys and girls, we can't operate if we don't sell your information for the actual institutionals to use it against you. So if you're using Robinhood, or for that matter, any platform that sells your order flow, you're handicapping your own trading. So you're paying by having less of an efficient tool to trade. Why would you do that?
If you get an order from Fidelity and you get an order from Robinhood and you're paying for the Robinhood order flow, is the Robinhood customer getting as good a price as the Fidelity customer?
Great question.
The execution quality that we can
That's Ken Griffin, by
provide
the way,
as
from
measured
Citadel.
in terms of price improvement is heavily related or correlated to the size of the order that we receive. So if I were to speculate,
don't tell me that that there are other factors involved and take us down another road.
I like this.
I'm asking you a clear question. Assuming same size of order, one comes in from Robinhood, one comes in from Fidelity.
So as I was trying to explain, because the Robinhood order comes from a community of traders who tend to trade in smaller size.
That isn't my question, sir. You're
evading
my question by making up other questions. Let me repeat.
What he's asking here, let me just explain the question so we're clear. He's asking, well, what happens if you have two identical orders at the same identical second? One from Fidelity, one from Robinhood or any other zero commission platform that actually sells order flow, right? Which one gets executed first in that hypothetical?
2 identical orders come in. Same stock, same
Yep.
quantity.
Yep.
One's from Robinhood, one's from Fidelity.
Precisely.
What happens?
The quality of the execution varies by the channel of the order.
He just replied, yes. That's it. We can close this interview. The quality of execution changes by the identity of the whatever the fuck he said. I don't remember. But essentially, he just admitted that the identity of the broker actually determines the quality of execution. That's a yes to the question, by the way, as far as I understand his answer. But I mean, I can't believe I screwed up what he answered a second ago.
This is a commonly understood phenomena in economics that channels matter.
Channels matter is his way of saying you're getting screwed if you are that guy.
So, for example, when you go get a mortgage from JP Morgan to their clientele has a different rate of interest than a mortgage.
Okay, let me reclaiming my time, sir. Who gets the better deal? The
Yes.
one that comes from a broker who is being paid for order flow, and one not. Can you testify that on balance, there is no difference?
He can't testify.
Assuming the same size of the order.
No, he can't.
So, as I said earlier, size of the order is only one factor.
You are doing a great job of wasting my time. If you're going to filibuster, you should run for the Senate.
Why did Robinhood restrict the buying but not the selling of GameStop? And why did folks get locked out on the buy side only?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ranking Member McHenry, I appreciate the opportunity to address that. The reason that Robinhood,
I don't think
first
he
of all,
appreciates
let me
the
say,
opportunity
Robinhood
to
is
get
always
shellacked.
committed to providing access. It's in our name. It's in everything that we do. The decision to restrict GameStop and other securities was driven purely by deposit and collateral requirements imposed by our clearinghouse.
It looks like Vlad is wearing a
So,
helmet.
Buying,
One of those old motorcycle helmets.
buying
But
securities,
why?
It looks like a
buying
watermelon.
securities
But why-
increases our
Buying.
collateral requirements. Selling does not. Moreover, preventing customers from selling is a very difficult and painful experience where customers are unable to access their money. So we don't want to impose that type of experience on our customers unless we have no other choice. And even though I recognize customers were very upset and disappointed that we had to do this, I imagine it would have been significantly worse if we prevented customers from selling.
Let's be crystal clear. That decision you made to restrict the buying but not the selling of GameStop was based. What was it based on? Pressure from anyone on the witness
He's not
panel
gonna say
here
yes.
today?
Not at all. Zero pressure from anyone.
Of
It
course.
was a collateral depository requirement decision made by our Robinhood Securities president.
Do you believe your lack of candor with your customers might have contributed
Yes.
to the wild speculation and confusion?
Let me explain what she's asking here. She's saying about something that I've been talking about a lot. She's basically saying, well, when you halted buying on GameStop, you said you're doing this to protect the customers, like a paternalistic move to protect us from doing something stupid. You didn't say this was a collateral issue.
That resulted in the aftermath of your trading restrictions.
Look, I'm sorry for what happened. I apologize. And I'm not going to say that Robinhood did everything perfect and that we haven't made mistakes in the past. But what I commit to is making sure that we improve from this, we learn from it, and we don't make the same mistakes in the future.
And Mr. Plotkin, you made the comment in your testimony a minute ago that you were not trying to manipulate stock. Yet if you're short selling a stock 140%, for me on the outside looking in, it looks like that's exactly what you're doing. Explain to me why that's not manipulating a stock.
Great question. How the hell do we have 140% short interest in the company? I'd love to hear that.
Thank you, Congressman. For us,
Is he sitting next to a shredder? How funny would that be? That's Gabe Plotkin, by the way, from Melvin Capital.
I can't speak to other people that were shorted. Anytime we short a stock, we locate a borrow. Our systems actually force us to find a borrower. So we always, short stocks within the context of all the rules.
So I believe that the short interest in GameStop was exceptional, and I'm not sure it's worth us delving into legislative corrections for a very unique situation in terms of the extreme size of the short interest. I will say that all of the large market participants, in fact, every bank, every hedge fund does have to comply with the requirement to borrow shares to short shares in the course of their day in and day out business. The practice of naked shorting was largely curtailed by
Did you notice his cough? The practice of naked shorting. What he's saying is, I'm not sure this is the best time to talk about how the laws allow us to 140% short the company. Why is it not a good time to talk about it? I think it's the perfect time to talk about it. How is the law allowing us to have 140% short on the company? I mean, I don't understand this. How can we have a situation, which almost, by the way, led to a complete collapse of the stock market, and this dude is saying, well, this is not the time to talk about it.
On January 28th, you represented to the media that there was no liquidity problem. Isn't it true that being concerned about having enough capital to meet deposit requirements, isn't that a liquidity problem? Could you just answer yes or no?
Chairwoman Waters, I appreciate the opportunity.
I hate when he answers that.
that.
Appreciate.
Just yes or no?
Just answer, motherfucker.
We always felt comfortable with our liquidity and the additional capital that Robinhood raised.
Please answer yes or no.
We always felt
To get
comfortable
through
with
my
our
5
liquidity.
minutes, I don't have time. I just need a yes or no
You've been
answer.
shellacked.
I stand by my statement. The additional capital we raised wasn't to meet capital requirements or deposit
So the
requirements.
gentleman,
Excuse me.
I'm reclaiming my time.
June 2020, Alex Kern.
So that was pretty sad. I mean, she asked him, hey, dude, you said you have no liquidity problem. Then you say, well, we couldn't meet collateral requirements. So does it not mean that you have a liquidity problem? And he basically just evaded the question in such a poor manner that essentially he just admitted, well, I lied.
Who was 20 years old at the time, from Naperville, Illinois, killed himself, largely thanks to a bug in the Robinhood system. The bug was that he turned on the app, said he owed $730,000 that he did not have because of options positions that he thought canceled out but didn't appear to. He called the helpline. The helpline, of course, was not manned, as we've discussed. He sent several panicked emails, 3 to be precise, did not receive a response. Ultimately, there was a response from the email saying that, in fact, his positions were covered, but by that point, it was too late because he had taken his own life. Let's imagine right now that we are today's version
that's
of
a sad story.
I'm nervous. I think I got an exposure, and I call your helpline now. Let's call and let's listen in the time we have remaining to what I'm going to hear on the other end of the phone.
Thanks for calling Robinhood. Please visit us at robinhood.com or on our app for support. If you have an urgent trading need, please make sure to include details of your order when reaching out. Thanks and have a great day.
Wow. What a time to put an ad break. That was intense.
Is retail
That thing was powerful.
GameStop?
I love. Look at Roaring Kitty. Look at what he has on his whiteboard behind him. He has a cat hanging there with a headband. He's trolling these guys. This dude is brilliant. I love Keith. By the way, if you don't know, this is Roaring Kitty, also known as the fucking value from Wall Street Bets.
Institutionals participate. You recommended GameStop before. Would you buy their stock now at roughly 45? It started at 48 earlier today. You were talking about buying it and being happy when it hit cross 20. So are you buying that stock today?
Well, let me just say that investing can be risky, and my particular approach to investing is rather aggressive and may not be suitable for anyone else. But for me personally, yes.
I like this dude. So here we go, boys and girls. Lots of headlines. We talked about the fact that passing the order flow would not be possible to the customers because that's the only way they have to make money. Speaking of Robinhood, we talk about the fact that the percentage of order flow business is actually much bigger than we thought. And you're pretty much the product. I mean, there's no two ways about it. We learned that channels matter. Thank you about that, Kevin Griffin or Kenneth Griffin from Citadel, basically admitting that certain brokerages have better deal flow. And of course, we have the lack of candor, as it was actually phrased by the Congresswoman, about Vlad Tenev and his statement about protecting the people by not letting them purchase and now not taking ownership of them, saying, hey, I screwed up. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Tom. I have a little bit of a cold. See you guys in the next video.